Mystery of MH370, a chilling tale of aviation's greatest enigma. On March 8, 2014, Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 took off from Kuala Lumpur, destined for Beijing with 239 souls on board. But somewhere over the East Sea, the plane vanished from radar, leaving the world in stunned silence. Both Vietnamese and Malaysian air traffic controllers lost contact with the aircraft that night, and the flight seemed to disappear without a trace. However, a military radar later detected MH370 heading towards the Andaman and Nicobar Islands completely off course from its original path to Beijing. Yet, even with this new information, locating the plane remained impossible. Days later, another clue emerged. MH370 had sent 7 satellite pings after it vanished from radar. Using this data, along with insights from military radar and ocean currents, investigators narrowed their search to an area 2,000 kilometers west of Australia, dubbed the Seventh Arc. Despite extensive searches involving multiple countries and billions of dollars, the plane's final resting place remains a mystery. Theories have circulated. Some suggest the pilot, Captain Zahari, may have deliberately crashed the plane, while others believe a sudden loss of oxygen incapacitated everyone on board, leading to a tragic, uncontrolled descent. But these remain just that, theories. The truth continues to evade us, making MH370 one of the most puzzling mysteries in aviation history. To this day, the disappearance of Flight MH370 haunts the world, leaving everyone to wonder. What really happened to those 239 people? Legend of D.B. Cooper, a high-flying heist that still baffles the FBI. On the night before Thanksgiving in 1971, a man who introduced himself as Dan Cooper boarded a Northwest Orient Airlines flight from Portland, blending in with the other passengers. But what started as a routine flight soon took a dramatic turn when Cooper quietly revealed a bomb inside his briefcase to a flight attendant. Unlike a typical hijacker, Cooper was calm and polite as he made his demands. 4 parachutes, $200,000 in $20 bills, and a refuel for the plane at its next stop. With such an unusual request, the pilot was instructed to keep circling Portland while authorities scrambled to gather the cash. All the while, the other passengers remained completely unaware of the situation. When everything was ready, the plane safely landed in Portland, where Cooper allowed the passengers to disembark. But the crew was kept on board as Cooper prepared for the next phase of his daring escape. He ordered the plane to take off again, this time heading toward Mexico at a low altitude of 10,000 feet. What followed could have been lifted straight from a Hollywood thriller. Cooper secured one of the parachutes, opened the rear door, and leaped into the night sky with the cash, disappearing without a trace. Despite an extensive 45-year investigation, the elusive D.B. Cooper was never found, and his true identity remains one of the FBI's most baffling mysteries. Although the case has been officially closed, the legend of D.B. Cooper, the man who executed one of the most audacious heists in aviation history, continues to intrigue, leaving us all to wonder how he managed to vanish so completely. Horrifying story of Burari deaths. On July 1, 2018, the serene neighborhood of Burari in Delhi, India, was stunned by a nightmarish discovery. Inside a modest home, 11 members of the Bhatia family were found dead under chillingly bizarre conditions. 10 of them were found hanging in a single room, blindfolded, gagged, with their hands tied behind their backs and mouths sealed with black tape. The eldest, Narayani Devi, was discovered strangled in another room. What initially appeared to be a horrific mass murder soon unraveled into something even more disturbing. As investigators delved into the family's home, they uncovered diaries filled with elaborate rituals and instructions, practices the family had followed in the belief that they would lead to spiritual salvation and a divine reunion. The autopsy revealed that all the deaths were due to hanging, but the absence of signs of struggle, along with everyday activities like milk in the fridge and charged phones, suggested this was not a premeditated suicide pact. The diaries revealed a chilling belief. The family thought their deceased father would return to revive them and guide them to salvation after they hanged themselves. But their hoped-for miracle never came, leaving the entire family to perish in a macabre tragedy. The Burari deaths remain one of the most unsettling cases in recent memory, a grim reminder of how faith can sometimes lead to dark and unexpected places. This haunting incident leaves us grappling with more questions than answers, cementing its place as a deeply disturbing chapter in contemporary history. Missing Crypto Queen, a tale of deception and disappearance. Bulgarian Oxford graduate Ruja Ignatova was so charismatic and successful that she could draw a crowd with her revolutionary crypto project OneCoin. Dubbed the Crypto Queen, Ruja convinced countless people to invest their life savings, lured by promises of unimaginable returns. But there was a dark secret. OneCoin was nothing more than a mirage, a fake treasure hunt with no real gold at the end. Unlike legitimate cryptocurrencies, OneCoin had no digital track record to prove its existence. Experts believe Ruja ran a classic pyramid scheme, where early investors were paid with the money of new participants to make it all seem legit. But, as with all pyramid schemes, it eventually collapsed. As more and more people rushed to invest, hoping to strike it rich, the entire scam came crashing down. In October 2017, with U.S. authorities closing in, Ruja Ignatova vanished after boarding a flight from Bulgaria to Greece. Since then, her whereabouts have been a complete mystery, despite an extensive manhunt and a $100,000 reward from the FBI. The Crypto Queen remains missing, leaving behind one of the most infamous financial scams of the century, a story that continues to captivate and mystify as people wonder where she could be and whether justice will ever catch up with her. Puzzling. Death of Elisa Lam, a mystery that keeps us guessing. In 2013, Elisa Lam, a young Canadian writer, checked into the notorious Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles for what was meant to be a short stay. But her visit turned into a chilling enigma. On January 31st, the day she was set to leave for Santa Cruz, Elisa disappeared without a trace. The investigation took a bizarre turn when hotel surveillance footage from the elevator surfaced. Elisa was seen acting erratically, entering and exiting the elevator, pressing all the buttons, and appearing to interact with an invisible presence. This strange behavior set off a whirlwind of speculation and intrigue. The mystery deepened on February 19th when guests complained about odd-tasting water with low pressure. A maintenance check led to a grim discovery. Elisa's body was found floating in the rooftop water tank. While the discovery fueled wild theories, forensic analysis revealed no signs of foul play, no injuries, no bruises. Elisa had bipolar disorder, and the leading theory is that she might have experienced a manic episode due to missing medication. However, this remains speculative, and the true circumstances of her death are still unknown. Elisa Lam's death continues to puzzle and intrigue, leaving us with more questions than answers about her final moments at the Cecil Hotel. Phoenix Lights. Enigma, a UFO, mystery that still baffles. In March 1997, Phoenix, Arizona, was illuminated by an extraordinary display of lights that formed a perfect triangle in the night sky. These lights weren't the usual airplane beacons. They belonged to a massive, silent object. Witnesses described seeing either a large square or a cigar-shaped craft, but the darkness made it impossible to identify it clearly. What's even more puzzling is that despite its enormous size, the object was eerily silent. Although thousands saw the lights, the mystery of what they actually were remains unsolved. The military quickly claimed it was a routine exercise, but this explanation didn't satisfy many locals. They argued that the object was so low it could have been reached with a thrown rock, hardly something a conventional aircraft could manage without making a sound. Adding to the intrigue, Arizona's governor at the time, Fife Symington, dismissed the military's story and even held a press conference where he humorously suggested the lights were the work of aliens. Since that night, the Phoenix lights have never reappeared, leaving a lingering question. Was it a covert military experiment, an alien spacecraft, or just an optical illusion? The enigma continues to fascinate and provoke debate, keeping the mystery of the Phoenix lights alive for decades. Mystery of Nazca Lines, ancient artwork or something more. The Nazca Lines, etched into the dusty plains of southern Peru, date back to around 500 BC, but these aren't just random lines in the sand. When viewed from above, they reveal fully formed sketches, giant shapes carved into the earth, depicting animals like hummingbirds and monkeys, swirling patterns, and even human figures. The largest of these designs stretches an impressive 630 feet long, almost the length of 2 football fields. By 2020, around 80 to 100 figures had been discovered, and archaeologists believe there are even more hidden beneath the surface. But how did ancient humans pull off such massive, intricate designs? That's the million-dollar question. Some theories suggest they created small models first, then scaled them up on the ground. Others think they used ropes and weights to map out the lines. And then there's the big why. Why did the Nazca people create these enormous drawings? Historians have plenty of ideas. Some believe the lines were a way to connect with the gods, while others think they were used as a sort of astronomical calendar. Another theory suggests the lines were linked to water storage, a precious resource in the arid region. And, of course, there's the theory that they were simply bored and looking for a creative outlet. Despite all the speculation, the true purpose of the Nazca Lines remains one of history's great mysteries. Whether they were divine messages, practical tools, or just ancient doodles, these incredible geoglyphs continue to captivate and puzzle us to this day. Tale of Andrew Carlson, time traveler or elaborate hoax. On February 25, 2003, Andrew Carlson, a 44-year-old, found himself in the spotlight for an unusual reason: insider trading. Carlson had turned a modest $800 into an eye-watering $350 million in just 2 weeks, making 126 trades that caught everyone's attention. What seemed like a fluke quickly raised eyebrows. How could anyone score such outrageous returns without some sort of unfair advantage? The plot thickened during a lengthy interrogation when Carlson claimed something truly outlandish. He was a time traveler from 2256. According to him, he'd come back to make a fortune before returning to his time machine. In exchange for a lighter sentence, he promised to reveal groundbreaking information, like the cure for AIDS, the date of the U.S. invasion of Iraq, and the whereabouts of Osama bin Laden. Yet, he kept the details of his time machine a secret. Authorities dismissed Carlson's claims as nonsense. But things took a twist when they discovered he had no records prior to December 2002. An anonymous benefactor then paid his $1 million bail, and Carlson vanished before his court date, leaving no trace behind. Although the story was later exposed as a likely hoax, it still sparks curiosity and speculation. Was Andrew Carlson really a time traveler with future knowledge, or just a master manipulator? Some believe there might be more to this story than meets the eye, leaving us to wonder what really happened to the mysterious Andrew Carlson. Serial killings by Jack the Ripper, a mystery that still haunts London. Jack the Ripper, a name that still sends shivers down our spines, was an unknown serial killer who wreaked havoc in London's Whitechapel district between August 7th and September 10th, 1888. This shadowy figure targeted vulnerable women, all of whom were sex workers, and left behind a trail of grisly murders. The brutality of his attacks was chilling. Throats were slashed, and bodies were mutilated. Yet curiously, there were no signs of sexual assault. The murder spree prompted a massive manhunt by the London Metropolitan Police, which spanned 4 years. Despite their efforts, the Ripper was never caught. The case grew even more chilling when the Central News Agency received letters supposedly from the killer, bragging about his crimes and hinting at his next moves. The most notorious letter, the From Hell letter, was sent to the chairman of the Whitechapel Vigilance Committee, accompanied by a human kidney claimed to be from one of the victims. The precise way the bodies were dismembered led many to believe that Jack the Ripper had some anatomical knowledge. Numerous suspects were considered over the years, but none were ever proven to be the Ripper. Today, the true identity of Jack the Ripper remains one of history's greatest mysteries, casting a long shadow over East London. The legend of Jack the Ripper endures, sparking curiosity and fear. Who was this elusive killer, and why did he disappear without a trace? The chilling mystery of Jack the Ripper continues to haunt us, leaving us to wonder about the darkness that once plagued London. For more gripping videos like this, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment. See you in the next video.